Hey guys, Justin here with Ryan behind the camera, and we are stuck in the UP of Michigan rush hour here. There's 4 cars lined up. Anyway, we're on a bit of a road trip right now, a very spontaneous road trip. I was cruising Craigslist last night and I came across an ad for a guy that was selling a bunch of different stuff. It was kind of like a moving thing. He was moving, had to get rid of a bunch of stuff. But I noticed that he was selling some video games. He said he had some Atari stuff, some NES stuff, N64 stuff, GameCube Games, and he didn't have any of the systems. It was just the games or whatever. So I sent him a text and I asked if he still had everything, and that was at like 4 in the morning. So obviously I didn't hear back from him until today. But he said he still had everything, and then I asked him if I could get a list of the games or some pictures or something, and he texted me a list of the games, and I got the NES list first, probably like 10 NES games or so, and nothing great, like one game I didn't already have. But then I got the N64 game list, and I'm reading it, and I see Donkey Kong, and I was like, okay, that's decent. Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2, Goemon's Great Adventure, I don't have that one yet. And then I see Clay Fighter Sculptors Cut. And, I knew it was a valuable game. I didn't know quite how valuable, so I looked it up on eBay real quick, and sure enough, the cartridge alone sells for over $100 bucks. Anywhere from like 120 to 150 at the high end. So, right there, obviously, I was interested. He sent me a list of some GameCube stuff and some PS3 stuff that he had too, and, I tried to play it cool a little bit. I asked him if everything worked, and he said that he didn't have the systems to test the games with, so he didn't know if they worked or not. And so I said, that being the case, how much do you want for everything? And he's like, well, I thought 100 would be fair, just because I know I can get $40 alone for the PS3 stuff, and maybe he could get 40 for the PS3 stuff. I mean, he had a controller and a few games like BioShock and Prince of Persia and stuff, but I wasn't really interested in the PS3 stuff, so I just said, I was like, are you willing to take 50 for everything if you keep the PS3 stuff? And he said that was fine. So we are driving up to his place right now to get it, and I don't know, he lives like MapQuest says it's like an hour and a half drive. There's no way it's an hour and a half. I mean, we've been on the road for probably 45 minutes now, and we're getting pretty close. So we're going to be coming up there pretty soon. Hopefully going to be walking away with a Sculptors Cut. I have no idea the condition or anything. I didn't get any pictures, which I kind of wish I would have, but he didn't say anything about a box or a manual, so I'm assuming it's just the cartridge, which I guess is fine with me, hoping it's in good condition. So stay tuned for a pickup video. Alright, we are in the middle of absolutely nowhere right now looking for this guy's house. Like, look at this road. Just a dirt road in the middle of nowhere. We're gonna get like shanked out here by this guy or something. This might be it. Alright, so we just got done with the Craigslist deal after we finally found the place, and the deal went through. Unfortunately, everything we got wasn't in the greatest condition, or wasn't in as good of condition as I would have hoped, but we did get some pretty cool stuff. It was definitely worth the trip, so check out the pickup video. Alright, so the pickups. Now, the Craigslist deal did go through, and it was definitely worth the road trip that Ryan and I took. It must have been a 2-hour round trip there and back, maybe 2.5 hours actually. That was just driving, so it was quite a ways, but it was definitely worth it. Could have been a lot better than it was, though, and when I say that, I'm referring mainly to the condition that everything is in. A lot of this stuff is not in the greatest shape, and some of it is, but a lot of it's not, and I could tell it had just been sitting in some guy's garage for some extended period of time, probably years. So a lot of it's not in the greatest shape, which is unfortunate, but it was still definitely worth the trip and the money, and hopefully you guys will see why when I show the last stack of games that I got here. But like I said in the first part of the video, the original deal was for $50 for everything. I actually ended up paying $60 for everything, because when we got up there, the guy had found some extra stuff that he was willing to throw in for just 10 bucks, and the stuff he had found was definitely worth an extra $10. So I'm going to start out by showing you guys the NES games that we got here. We got a small stack of NES games. The first one here is a Capcom game. It is Little Nemo Dream Master, and this was actually one of the ones that was in pretty good shape. All of these cartridges are just extremely dusty, though. So cool game there. We got another Capcom game here, actually, Disney Adventures in the Magic Kingdom, which from the name of the game doesn't sound like it'd be that great, but I think I remember last year sometime I played this game, didn't put a whole lot of time into it, but from what I remember, it was actually a pretty decent game, so I do recommend this if you can get a hold of it. And Okay, so we got a copy of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles here. And someone apparently tried to make this cartridge resemble a Ninja Turtle. Attack of the Green Sharpie. Someone just completely ruined the front of this cartridge with a green Sharpie. And, you know, if it was a game other than TMNT 1, I would probably be a little more concerned about it, but it's kind of just like whatever. We got Who Framed Roger Rabbit here, which I was excited to see is actually in pretty good condition because I did not already have this game, so this one will be going in my collection. And we got Milon's Secret Castle, which I know AVGN did a review on. Ryan and I both already have this game, so this one probably will be up for trade. It's in good condition too. Unfortunately though, this one is not in good condition, and I was disappointed because this is one of the ones I did need for my collection. It's Tombs and Treasure, and as you can see, once again, Attack of the Green Sharpie. It's not quite as bad as the Ninja Turtles one, but the front label is still ruined. As a matter of fact, it's actually missing the whole top of the label there too as well, so that was unfortunate. I can't see putting this game on my shelf in this condition. Of course, you gotta have Mario Bros. Duck Hunt. And the last game we got here was TNC Surf Designs. So that was all for the NES Games, but he actually had some accessories as well. I got a first-party AC adapter and a first-party coaxial here. And probably the coolest NES stuff we got here was a pair of dog bone controllers. Now, he didn't have any of the systems for any of these games, which was unfortunate because, you know, seeing as he had these, I'm assuming he probably had the top loader at one point. But, you know, I'm still happy to have gotten these. I do have a top loader, but I only have one dog bone controller for mine. So I've been looking up for another one just so I could have, you know, like a complete set. And I know Ryan has his top loader, but he doesn't even have one dog bone controller. So I think I'm going to take one, he's going to take one. Just like the games, these are extremely dusty. But they look like they should work fine. I had to put a little bit of electrical tape on both the cords, but you can hardly even tell. So I was happy to see those. Now, I did get a small stack of GameCube games here as well. Unfortunately, though, these are all in pretty terrible condition. They are all missing the manuals, and the only game I'm even debating keeping is Beautiful Joe 2. And like I said, it's missing the manual, although it does have the precautions guide and the product registration. So who knows what happened to the manual. But actually this disc here is actually like in flawless condition, which I was really surprised about because these other 4 discs are just completely trashed. But we got SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom, Midway Arcade Treasures 2, Dragon Ball Z Budokai, and the Metroid Prime 2 Echoes combo here. Well, the Echoes is just a bonus disc, and this is clearly not the original case, seeing it's just a dual DVD case there, a generic one, although the artwork appears to be original. So I don't know, maybe I can find a good case for this, although the dual cases are kind of hard to find. There's some cheap games that have them, though. I think Tiger Woods, one of the Tiger Woods games has a dual case, so maybe I can find an extra case for that one. But like I said, they're all missing manuals, so the only one and the discs are trash. So the only one I'm debating keeping is Beautiful Joe 2, just because I have Beautiful Joe 1, and maybe I can find the manual for this one. Anyway, I did get a few PS2 games as well. A couple of them anyway. We got Dragon Ball Z Budokai for the PS2, GameCube and PS2. But you know, this one is missing the manual, and I know for a fact that this disc is just completely trashed. And we got the case for Ratchet Deadlocked, and actually the manual is in here too. But the disc is Guitar Hero 3, which again is, yeah, it's trashed. And then we got 2 loose disc games here. We got Rayman Arena, and just some demo, just Jump Pack Summer 2003. Of course, since these didn't have cases, the discs are essentially frisbees at this point. That's how bad they are. But also for the PS2, I got 2 DualShock controllers. So they look like they should work fine. So hopefully these both work. And I did get a few PS1 games as well, or at least a couple of them. You can't really count this. It's Golden Nugget, Disc 2 of 2, which is in terrible condition. So I guess this is just going to be another frisbee. And got C12 Final Resistance, which is missing the manual. I do already have this game complete, so I'm not too concerned about it. And the disc it's pretty bad anyway. But the coolest PS1 game by a long shot is The Legend of Dragoon. And this was actually one of the extras that he threw in when we got up there. So even for, you know, the $10 extra, even for just for this game, that was a good deal. You know, I'm looking at the case though. The case is all cracked up. I was looking at the condition of all the other stuff, and I was like, what are the chances that I'm going to open this case and all 4 game discs are actually going to be in there? But sure enough, I opened it up, and all 4 of the discs are in there. No manual, but all 4 of the discs are in there. And actually, I mean, you know, they're surface scratched, but they're not nearly as bad as the rest of these games we got. So this was definitely a cool bonus. I do already have this game complete, but regardless, it was still cool to see that one in there, especially because I didn't even know I was going to be getting it. Now, I do have a box of Atari stuff that I got as well. Just games here. I'm going to go through these real quick. We got Sword Quest Earthworld, Space War, Riddle of the Sphinx, Demon Attack, Indy 500, Raiders of the Lost Ark, Armor Ambush, one of these M Network cartridges, Pole Position, Space Invaders, Blackjack. Of course, you gotta have combat. Missile Command, Casino, Warlords, Atlantis. Actually, I'm gonna have to put this in after this video and see if maybe this is Atlantis 2. I doubt it, but you never know. Combat, another copy of Combat. Yar's Revenge. Real Sports Football. A game with no label, but it is a Parker Brothers game. I'm assuming it's probably Frogger, but maybe we'll get lucky and get like a Cubert's Cubes or something. I doubt it. Once again, you never know. Dragster. Laser Blast with like less than half a label there. Space Invaders. And finally, a third copy of Combat. So, I'm not sure if I need any of those games, maybe 1 or 2 of them. I know Ryan probably needs a few of those as well, so it's cool to see those. But on to the best part of the deal, by a long shot, the N64 games. And the first 2 we got here are Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2. And I was happy to see that at least Pokemon Stadium 2 was in good condition. This one is too. They both have some Sharpie on the label, but I should be able to get that off actually. But this was definitely a cool one to see in there. This one I'm actually happy to see because I'm going to be keeping it for my collection. I don't have this game yet. It's Mortal Kombat Mythology Sub-Zero. So that was a cool one to see in there. We got Donkey Kong 64, Super Mario 64, a Player's Choice Mario Kart 64, a really beat up copy of Bomberman Hero, but I do already have this game, so not a huge deal, but Body Harvest, and Castlevania here. Now, it looks like this is in pretty bad condition, but actually there's no real damage to the label. It's just got this really annoying rental sticker, like pretty much on the whole side of the cartridge here. But it'll take some work, but I should be able to get this cartridge cleaned up pretty nice. It's just ironic, though. I've been looking for this game for such a long time, and just yesterday, actually, I did a trade with someone over our Facebook for a copy of this game. And, you know, I'm getting the box with it and everything, so I guess that's cool. But it's just funny that I've been looking for it for so long, and then I come across 2 copies in 2 days. Seems to always work out like that. And these next 3 games here, I think I'm going to be trading to Dave. I actually don't have any of these for my collection, but you know, he's more of an N64 guy than I am, and he didn't have any of these games, so they're probably better off in his collection. We got Duke Nukem 0 Hour, Mortal Kombat Trilogy, and Goemon's Great Adventure. And I think I'm gonna trade these 3 games for. He's got a copy of Mario Party 1, an extra. That I don't have that game yet, so you know, I know that you know, Goemon's alone is probably worth as much as Mario Party 1, but I figure I probably owe him a little bit anyway, so I'll come across a copy of these games again in the future for my collection. But on to the final game here, and this game is basically the reason we drove, you know, 2.5 hours to get this deal. And I did in fact get a copy of Clay Fighter Sculptors Cut. And you know, you guys can probably see there on the front of the label, it's not in the greatest condition. It's It's got a rip there, and of course there's a rental sticker in the back. You know, it was a Blockbuster exclusive, so obviously it's going to have a rental sticker on it. Not only that though, I was cleaning up this cartridge, and you know, I was going to take it apart and clean the pins and stuff from the inside. So I took the screws out of the back, and I go to pull the cartridge apart, and it will not come apart. It just wouldn't come apart. So of course I'm like, what the hell? So I'm wondering why, and I'm looking around the cartridge, and I look down here at the bottom where the clips are, and the clips that hold the bottom of the cartridge together appear to be either, they're just not there. So they either broke off or something happened to them. And I don't know if Blockbuster did this or what, but the cartridge is essentially glued together. Like there's some adhesive holding this cartridge together because it would not come apart. So I don't know if they did that because it broke or if they had some other reason for gluing the cartridge together. I don't know. At least they did a somewhat good job of it, and you can't really tell just by looking at it. But you know, it is unfortunate that this wasn't in better condition. Don't get me wrong though. I mean, I am still extremely happy to have found a copy of this game, especially in the wild, and for such a good deal. I guess a little bit of information on this, if some of you don't know. I mean, they made Clay Fighter 63 1/3. They made that game for the N64, but this Clay Fighter Sculptors Cut was actually a Blockbuster exclusive game. So you know, it was never sold in stores or anything. So obviously, it's pretty hard to find. And when Blockbuster liquidated their N64 games, I'm sure they just sold this with the rest of them. But some people do regard this as the rarest N64 game released in North America. I don't know how true that is. I do know that it is extremely hard to find. I don't know if it's necessarily the rarest N64 game in North America. It very well could be. I'm not sure. But as for price-wise on this, like I said in the first part of the video, I was looking it up before we left, and a good condition cartridge is selling for anywhere between $120 and $150 just for the cartridge. And that's in good condition. It's kind of hard to put a price on this particular copy of the game in this condition, just because there's not a whole lot of them to reference that have sold, on eBay or anything like that. Seeing as it is such a hard game to find, there's not a lot of them that come up on eBay. And as a matter of fact, at the time I'm making this video, I don't believe there's a single auction for this game on eBay. There are some buy it nows for some good condition ones. People are asking like $160 or $175 for it. But there's no auction listings for this game right now. And I was really debating what to do with this, because you guys know that I'm kind of a condition guy, especially when it comes to like rare stuff like this. So my original plan was to go ahead and just sell this copy of the game, and then put the money towards a good condition copy. Obviously I'd have to throw in a little extra to get a good condition copy, but I was definitely willing to do it. But I was kind of thinking about it. If I sell this game, there's a good chance that I'll never come across another copy of it for a reasonable price anyway. So I was really debating what to do with this. Like I said, I'm extremely happy to have this cartridge even in this condition. I would like to upgrade someday. I don't know if necessarily now is the time to do it, but I'll definitely keep you guys updated with what I plan to do with this cartridge. Right now it's staying with me, but I'm going to see if I can find a good condition copy for a good deal. I definitely would probably want to buy one before I decided to sell this one, because like I said, if I let this go, I may never see another copy of this game again. So I'll definitely let you guys know what I decide to do with this cartridge. And like I said though, $60 for everything. I know this is worth more than $60 alone, so that was obviously a great deal. Plus all this other stuff I got, even if it's not in the greatest condition, it was definitely worth the trip. It's definitely a cool story, and like I said, so happy to have this, regardless of the condition. So I want to thank you guys for watching the video, and until next time, take care.